All right. I think we're live, and hopefully we're not having the same issues we did last time we streamed. Also, I forgot how I'm supposed to join. Is it through the Steam interface?
Oh, let me see if I can invite you. I possibly just sent you an invite.
There it
Hard to
is.
say. Okay.
Yep, that worked. Okay. All right. So, hopefully this is out there and functioning. Do you have it pulled up on your computer by any chance, Berkeley?
I do. Let me sorry, I touched out with the delay and also my laggy internet, but it looks like it's working.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's good enough for me. Let's get after it. I don't remember what we were doing the last time we were here.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to. I was gonna tell you before we started streaming, and even though we're legally streaming right now, I guess this is kind of before we start streaming. There's like some cool kind of mystery stuff to find that I don't think we've done any of that yet.
Okay.
I was thinking that would be fun to do this time around.
Yeah, I'm all about mysteries.
Okay, let me see if oh, we never set up the communication antenna, did we?
I don't think so.
We could have been getting emails this whole time.
From who?
Our boss, who hates us.
We're prisoners and we have a boss?
We were put here by corporation to commute our prison sentence.
Dang. Free Luigi.
Free Luigi. Anyway, well, we can start it without the email.
Okay.
Do you remember that place that looked like outer space?
Yeah.
If you go over there, there's like a cave that goes down into this mushroom area, and if you explore around there, you'll find like a plot hook. You will need lots of food and water, or food and air, probably, to last long.
Do we have a machine that generates air yet?
We do not.
Does such a thing exist?
I think so, yeah. Like a gas extractor, it mostly gets you other gases that are just used for crafting, but like it'll occasionally give you air as well. Okay. I can craft you some though.
You're so good at this game and so helpful.
I'm feeling really bad at this game right now because I've been playing so much Satisfactory, and the controls are different enough that it's messing me up.
How is Satisfactory treating you? I saw just a very brief video of somebody playing, and oh boy, it looks super complex. It was like layers on layers on layers of machinery.
That's a great summary. Yeah, I've been loving it. I've got a few playthroughs going now with different groups, and it's a blast. We've got a few people joining, so I think we're ready to kick it off if you are.
All right. Well, let me give them my darndest howdy. Howdy, 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 all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome back to Planet Crafter. I'm Jared, he's Berkeley, and we're here terraforming a planet apparently for a boss, which makes me so much less interested in doing it. But you know what? We're doing it. And Berkeley was telling me that there's some mysteries around that I'm going to investigate today. So I guess throw it up in the chat what you think the mystery is.
Neb Belson in the chat wants to know how we have a car. That was an update after you and I finished playing Nib. Yeah, there's cars now. They're great. They're fast. They've got storage. They go underwater. Highly recommend. Okay, it's been a while. We were off for the holidays. Hope everyone had a good break. I know a lot of people here with us right now were sick over the break, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But hope everyone's feeling better, feeling refreshed enough to go back to normal life. Susie Moo says it's the mystery of the missing bologna.
Oh,
We'll see.
that's a good one. Missing bologna. Any bologna on this forsaken planet would be just a huge gift. Oh, jetpack means I can jump off stuff and not die. This is great. Okay, so I'm looking for a cave in this starry area.
Yes.
Okay. Well, here's one. Hey, look, a tiny little puddle of water. It's so little, I can't even get my feet wet in it. Oh, there's sulfur in the cave and iridium. Should I be harvesting this iridium? Do we need more of this?
Iridium's always good, yeah, if you've got room in your inventory for it.
Oh yeah, I got room. Unlike you, I don't do anything productive, so.
Someone's got to be entertaining.
I hope we find them eventually.
So over the break, oh, you're in a different cave than the one I was thinking of. This is great. This is fascinating. This is not the cave with the mystery, but this cave does have beautiful, wonderful resources. So take your time.
It just spit me out back where the car is. Very interesting. There's some big crystals. I don't know what they are. Anyways, Berkeley, you're saying over the break?
I got a whole new personality.
Whoa.
I'm getting into 60s folk music
Okay.
because of that Bob Dylan movie. It's called A Complete Unknown with Timothy Chalamet. I saw the trailer and I was like, why would they cast Timothy Chalamet in this role? This is going to be so distracting. But guess what? The movie was incredible. I loved it. And now I listen to folk music because of it. Not so much Bob Dylan, but in the movie he's mentored by Woody Guthrie and Pete Seeger, and I've been listening to their music quite a bit. And this music, I cannot convey how politically just I'm looking for the right words. It's like radical in the best way. It's banjos and guitars and harmonica, and you think, oh, this is going to be nice, calm music. But then you listen to the lyrics, and it's like, do you love workers or are you a scab? And stuff like that. It's just I highly recommend it if you're into music and leftism, I guess.
Yeah.
Neb wants no spoilers on his life because he hasn't seen it yet. Megan says Bob doesn't die. That's true. He's still alive. I guess that was a spoiler. Sorry.
Dang. That was like the best part of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yikes.
Oh, we got a chest hidden in a high up area. What's in it? Bodies? Nope. heat multiplier fuse, rocket engine, fertilizer, and osmium. Well, that's cool too, I guess. So I don't know too much about Bob Dylan. I have enjoyed some Bob Dylan songs, but I've found his style to be a little bit more fast and loose with the pitch and the intonation than I usually like in my music. Not all the time. But there's a group, and maybe Pete Seeger is part of this, if I'm getting that name right, but I think it's like Peter, Paul, and Mary that had some really good folk records that I have enjoyed quite a bit. Classics like Where Have All the Flowers Gone? I'm blanking out on so many other names, but yeah, there's a lot of good folk music out there. You know, I'm not a multi-platinum selling artist, so who am I to judge whether Bob Dylan deserves to be the number one on that list or not? But I've heard good things about the movie from my wife, who went and saw it with her family over the break. So it has my interest.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. One thing I was a little surprised by is it is not like a biopic. Like, I mean, you can think of some biopics. I mean, just to compare it to Bohemian Rhapsody kind of like went from the band's formation then all the way through the end of Freddie's life, I believe, or close to it, through the Live Aid concert at least. This one covers a very short time span, just 4 years, 1961 to 1965. So I won't spoil it, Ben, but yeah, starts with him like getting into the music scene and then just goes through a few like transformative years when he had a lot of effect on the genre, but isn't trying to capture his whole life. It's like trying to capture one shift that he made in his own music. So I thought that was cool, and they pulled it off really well. And I believe it was based on a book as well called Bob Goes Electric.
Oh, interesting. I think I've heard about people really not liking when he picked up the electric guitar. Does it go into that?
It does indeed go into that.
Oh, Berkeley, I have to make some choices about what I can carry. Do we value heat multiplier fuse, Nolna seed that does 300% oxygen multiplication, or iridium more?
Sorry, I'm looking at your inventory. I would drop all of the like food seeds that you have.
Okay.
I think we've got plenty of those. We definitely want the fuse. The Nolna seed would be good, but not essential. Same with the iridium.
Okay.
Meg says you can upgrade your backpack in this game too, and Jared is just refusing again. It's a little harder to unlock upgrades to the backpack in this game than Stardew Valley.
I don't know how to tell what backpack tier I have. What do I have here? Tier 4? So I think the fact that I've upgraded it 4 times should serve as proof that I'm not a charlatan when it comes to backpacks. I just don't... I'm not good either. I will admit that.
We've got so many more rows in this backpack than you do in Stardew Valley, and that makes it better.
I don't know, man. Go ahead.
Neb asks how is Timothy Chalamet. He did a great job. It was not distracting at all to have him in the role. I'll say that again. He sings really well. I had read that they were planning to like dub over all of his singing scenes, but then the recordings that they got when he just like sang on set were so good that they didn't need to dub over them again. Wow. I don't know if that's true. That seems like something that they might make up for marketing, but I believe it. He pulled off the look really well, like the kind of perm, curly, messy hair. Not perm, but the curly, messy hair. He looked like him. There was one scene where he like meets his partner for the first time, where he was maybe a little too suave. I don't know. It's hard to tell. He felt a little more like his character Yule from Don't Look Up, but the rest of it, yeah, super good.
Speaking of Don't Look Up and that genre, does anybody have any feelings they'd like to vent about Meta removing fact checking from their platforms?
I'm going to be honest, I saw a lot of articles about that today, and I don't really know what it means because I've definitely been seeing misinformation on Facebook this whole time. So do you know the details of what they were doing before? And
So they were putting like fact check disclaimers attached to posts to clarify when things that were caught by their filters, I guess, counted as disinformation. You probably saw a lot of those around the COVID vaccine stuff when that was happening. You might see disclaimers talking about what the CDC was actually saying and you know what the approval status was and so on and so forth. And my understanding is that that will not be happening anymore, and that the statement that I saw said that it's now up to the users in the comments to decide what is and is not misinformation.
that doesn't work as well when we've all spent the last 10 years blocking people we don't agree with.
Yeah.
While we marinate in that, Chance has some more details about Timothy's singing in A Complete Unknown.
Excellent.
Says he saw an interview where he was saying that the producers were nervous about recording the music live because of potential tempo differences across multiple takes. But one of the production guys was like, "You sound better live," so they did that instead of recording it in the studio. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Yeah, that would be hard to do multiple takes of something musical like that. Meg says it's easy. She just doesn't use Meta's platforms very much. It's an easy way to deal with Meta changing their rules.
True.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I know that content moderation on social media is a really hard problem, and there's no perfect way to do it, and we're all like collectively as a species really new to this problem. But to just come out and announce that you're not trying anymore is so strange and disappointing. It feels like maybe there's been some pressure from the president-elect that has influenced this policy.
Yeah.
And that is even more disappointing.
What is this? Is this a mushroom or something?
Yeah.
Huh. Mushroom seeds. That's not a real thing. This game is unplayable.
Yeah. Neb says dollar sign, 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 which I agree with. That's a good point. If you think about like building the software for a social media site and then just scaling that up, it's pretty cheap to just keep scaling a ton. But if you think about the content moderation side, that is not cheap to scale up with the number of users.
Fair.
I'm sure that just like giving up, like Twitter did a year ago, right? That was the first thing that Musk did to cut costs, was just get rid of all of the content moderation and PR, and like human facing teams. Just get rid of all of that, because that's expensive to do right, even in the rare cases where you like know how to do it right. Whoa, there's this interior stairs recipe I've never seen before. I want to make some stairs just to see what they look like.
That's exciting. We could replace our ladder with some stairs and then visualize the transformation going up and down.
Got some windmills back here. Do you mind if I tear them down?
I would love, as a as a power engineer, I would love if you tore down those windmills.
On it.
I feel like this vehicle needs like slightly bigger wheels. Or maybe I should just not be driving it off of cliffs on super rugged terrain.
Okay, for some reason it's not letting me connect it to the two floors that we already have. But that kind of makes it the perfect opportunity to make a third floor.
Nice. You can never have enough floors.
That's true.
I went the wrong direction. They did a good job with the underwater effects in this game. It looks pretty convincing.
Oh, Neb says Meta's moving several teams to Texas. I think that's just a money thing. I think they like have less income tax than California or something. Maybe less regulations.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I feel like you can kind of do a lot of things in Texas that you can't do in California.
Oh, specifically their content moderation. Interesting. Far less regulation. That's frustrating. I have a lot of relatives that I respect who are staunch libertarians, and we'll tell you all the dangers of regulation. But also, I get that mindset. But also, we need it, right? Like that's the purpose of government. I guess we had this debate a couple weeks ago. We don't need to rehash it all, but
Yeah,
it
it's
feels like
tough.
at some point I want the government to protect me from my employer and from the companies that I buy things from. It's just easier to like figure out the right thing to do once instead of having everyone defend themselves against corporations.
Yeah, I mean, you can think of it as like the collective bargaining power of all the citizens versus individuals trying to protect themselves from, this is going to sound really weird, but like ideological type of attack, from corporate attack, from fascist attack. Like there's so many.
Neb's also pointing out that Meta donated $1 million to the inauguration fund. Yeah, I read about that. There were like a bunch of those big tech companies did. It seemed like some of them were the CEO donating money, and some of them were the company donating money. I don't understand the finer distinctions there, but
Doesn't the
yeah,
government
I'm gonna.
pay for the inauguration? Is that
I
not how
thought
that
so.
works?
I'm gonna sound like a conspiracy theorist here, but it just the fact that so many of them chose to do it when so few of them did on the last time around, um,
Yeah.
it makes me wonder like what threats are happening behind closed doors. Like, what are they worried about? Why do they all feel the need to be so loyal now? And like compared to 2016, I don't remember this much overt corporate support for any particular political candidate. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Maybe I'm only paying attention to what the news tells me to. And by the news, I mean social media. I definitely have blind spots here, but it just seems suspicious.
Yeah, I think it's suspicious. I don't. Whoa, there's like an outpost here with mines and abs. Wait a minute. Is this our stuff? I can't interact with the drills, so I'm assuming this is not. Oh, look, uh, a crash pod. With the blueprint microchip. There we go. That's what we're looking for. And don't forget the bunker with a message. And the message says, well, I wasn't expecting my landing site to be so bad, but there is no reason for me not to be able to terraform this big rock. I have enough knowledge to succeed. All I have to do is follow the right steps and hope for good weather and not too many meteors. Surely it can't be that hard. Signed, Zhao Dan, year 3055. Do we know what the current year is, Berkeley?
Good question. There's like a specific type of computer that we need to make the year or to see the year. Let me see if we can make it.
There's another layer with another message, which says, it's been harder than expected. The outside is toxic and the seeds won't really grow underground. According to my calculations, the planet will be in a better position for terraformation in around 2 years. I just have to survive until then. Spoiler alert, I don't think Jadan made it.
Oh man. Okay, I've got some chat to catch up on. Meg wants us to know that even if we see any Steam notifications saying that she's playing other games, it's not because she's not. She doesn't want us to roast her. It looks like the things we're talking about make her physically sick or something.
Oof.
Just
Yeah.
kidding. Just kidding.
I mean, agree.
The current year is 3058.
Okay.
Sorry about that delay. Neb is tin hatting it hard with me. Oh yeah, the timing of the TikTok ban. Who wants that more than Meta?
Oh,
Maybe
that's
only
interesting.
X. And Chance has been playing too much Satisfactory because seeing all 4 cardinal directions on the top of screen compass is hurting his brain. So many of the controls are hurting my brain here. I'm like, what do you mean you have to scroll instead of pressing F to deconstruct something? That doesn't make any sense. Can I share some more little tidbits of these far left 60s folk songs I've been listening to?
Yeah.
There's one. So it was a lot more common for people to cover other artists during this time period and genre, and so I have a hard time knowing like what is original. So I apologize if I credit someone incorrectly. But there's a song sung by Pete Seeger, maybe written by Pete Seeger, called "Hobo's Lullaby," and it's just like this kind of sweet lullaby to a homeless person on a train, saying like, "Relax, everything's good for now. Don't worry about tomorrow." But the last verse. He says, I know the police cause you trouble. They cause trouble everywhere. When you die and go to heaven, there'll be no policemen there." And
Nice.
it just goes so hard. I love it. Um, what was the other one I was going to share? Oh, I've been listening a lot to one called Little Boxes. Do you know the song Subdivisions by Rush?
I've heard it before, but I wouldn't be able to like hum the tune.
It's all about like comparing what's happening with American architecture to what's happening with American minds, and how
Mm-hmm.
like we put ourselves in these physical and mental boxes. Anyway, that's by Rush in like the 80s or 90s, I think. Um, Pete Seeger has a song called "Little Boxes." That's the exact same message. He starts by describing these little boxes on a hill, and then like talks about the people that live in them and how the people put themselves in little boxes, and you can pick what color of box you get to live in. And isn't that cool that you have so much free choice to pick whatever color of little box you want? Yeah, Little Boxes by Pete Seeger. And then Pete Seeger also had a couple of he has a couple that are Battle Hymn of the Republic, but he's changed the lyrics. And one in particular that I love is about John Brown, the guy in like the late 1700s or early 1800s that led an unsuccessful slave rebellion in the United States. Talking about how ironic it was that he was tried for treason by the people who were the real traitors by enslaving people. Yeah, it's just like all this unashamedly, I see things that are wrong in this world, I'm gonna point them out. And I might be playing the banjo and I might be playing harmonica, but I am not gonna pull my punches in criticizing the world that I see.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan had a line about like how much is your money worth? Is it gonna buy back your soul for all the things that you did to get your money? I think that was written in response to the Cuban Missile Crisis. That's how it was portrayed in the movie. That might have been fudged for the movie. Anyway, Pete Seeger, Woody Guthrie, Bob Dylan, go listen to their music, get radicalized to the soothing sounds of banjo and harmonica.
That reminds me of the Ben Folds song "Ascent of Stan." Just the idea of like, what's your money gonna buy you? Will it help you buy back your soul? Similar themes, maybe not so overt, but I wish that we could listen to the songs together. That would be fun to do like a live listening.
Yeah, I think Twitch is pretty strict about not sharing any trademarked audio
Yeah,
or copyrighted. What's the past tense of copyright?
probably copyrighted.
Anyway, that's what the Discord's for, I guess. Come join the Discord. I'll post some links to some of my favorites. Meg says that she thinks Planet Crafter could use more hot skeletons who will be mean to you until they slowly learn to trust you, and then they become your ride or die and will travel the world with you. I mean, that's why we're playing multiplayer. You can pick whether Jared or I are the hot dead skeleton.
You should pick Berkeley. I'm not dead yet.
Neb says, speaking of leftist bands, Chumbawamba's Tub Thumping is a working class anthem. I feel like I've heard that song so many times and never paid attention to the lyrics, so I can't tell if you're being ironic.
Well, he gets knocked down, but he gets up again. They're never going to keep him down.
There you go.
A lot of the folk music that I've listened to has been Irish folk music by the Dubliners. And so replace like the anti-capitalist message with anti-British message, and it's pretty similar, including instrumentation.
Nice.
Not really as culturally relevant to America necessarily, but it is still, I would say that there is still a pretty clear class narrative there that aligns with the American folk music. And, you know, it's from the same era, so I guess that shouldn't be too surprising.
Well, Neb has sources for this Chumbawamba. Guardian.com has, it looks like an interview with the artist about how Tub Thumping was a working class anthem that got, what does the byline say? It's the latest working class anthem to be co-opted by populist politicians. We love to see it. I mean, we don't love to see it happening. We love to see it being called out when it does happen.
We love to see it happening.
Co-opting music. Disrespecting the intent of the creator.
Berkeley, should I be crafting uranium ore into rods? Is that a useful thing for me to do?
Yeah, especially if we're out of space in our chest for uranium. We might be running low on power soon, so if you want to take it a step further and make some more nuclear reactors, that'd be cool.
Oh, I can do that. That's my greatest dream as a power engineer, is more nuclear reactors. Finally, some fantasy escapism.
All right, Mega's nubbed me, the skeleton, because of her clear preference. Sorry, Jared.
That is okay. I don't think I'd be a good candidate for a enemies to lovers arc.
Mm. Neb asks if I'm actually Withers. I wish. Withers. Okay, Withers is he's a character in Baldur's Gate 3. Is one of the best characters in any game I've ever played. He's like this old withered skeleton who like mentors you through your journey. But is also, it's never like stated in the game, but it's heavily implied that he was previously the god of death and then retired. And then the three gods that took up his mantle are like the main enemies that you're fighting in Baldur's Gate 3.
Whoa.
So just, you know, quiet, unassuming skeleton man that helps you out. Also was the god of death until he got bored of it. Oh, Neb pointed out I forgot to mention that he's hot, I guess.
Berkeley, not to sidetrack this conversation, but the T2 nuclear reactor requires explosive powder. Is that something we have or can make?
Yes, we can make that in the biolab.
Ah, okay.
I would tell you which cardinal direction it is in, but I haven't made a compass.
Let's see here. I found the biolab, I think. Maybe this is not the biolab. Maybe this is the biolab. Yes, this is the biolab.
You've made the classic blunder of mistaking the biodome and the biolab. Ha ha ha. I got you, Ned. We knew what you were talking about. Yeah. Withers being hot. It's a whole valid opinion that people have. No. I guess there's a TikTok account called Withering Under Withers about it. Okay, I am trying to get enough bioplastic and fertilizer for some algae generators.
Oh, I think there's a bioplastic nugget that I did not bring back. Would you like me to go get that?
Nah, we can make it easily enough.
Okay.
How's your adventure? Welcome back.
Oh, my adventure?
Yeah.
I never found the secret cave. I did find an abandoned colony. And
Okay.
I felt pretty bad for them. But yeah, the hidden cave remains elusive. I'll have to continue my search, but first I filled my inventory with treasure, so I had to come back and drop it off. And then I was like processing the uranium, and now I'm building a nuclear reactor. Things have clearly gotten out of hand.
It's always something, isn't it?
All right, water bottle. Water bottle. I wish I had a giant dish thing outside of my house that just filled up with water bottles randomly.
Well, may I interest you in a big bowl?
But who's gonna put
It's
the
not
water
bottled for
bottles
you,
in?
but
Okay, where would you like me to place this nuclear reactor? Is there any consequence to putting it in a specific location?
no, I think the water level is as high as it's gonna get, so we don't have to worry about stuff going underwater anymore. I mean, don't place it underwater, but
What
we've
happens
done
if I
most of
do? Will it blow up?
it just won't work.
Oh. Well, that's not exciting. Oh, you've already built a ton of these things. How did it feel to be living my dream, Berkeley?
You know, if I had pieced together that it was your dream, I wouldn't have done so much of it. I apologize. Ooh,
That's okay.
Megan in the chat is pitching some Divinity Original Sin 2, another Larian game with a hot skeleton. They like what they like.
Okay, but what makes a skeleton hot? Is skeleton, right? Pretty much every skeleton looks like a skeleton.
Yeah, I'd say like definitionally, most skeletons look like skeletons. I think it's a voice thing from what I've heard.
Ah.
I wouldn't call myself a big skeleton appreciator. Wrong question. What makes skeletons not hot?
Terrible gum line, first of all. Super sunken eyes, if any. Also, how could a skeleton talk? That doesn't make any sense.
Asking the real questions.
Okay, what else useful can I do, Berkeley, or should I go back out on my search for the hidden cave?
Should we go look for the hidden cave together? I
Yes, guide my
because of the
sword.
lag, and by lag I mean just delay. I know lag is a specific thing. Um, I can't guide you very well, but if I
Oh,
came with you, then I could.
are you a wizened mentor offering to save me from my life of monotony with an adventure?
I am, but first, tell me, what is the worth of a soul? That was a Withers
Uh,
reference.
oh, well, my answer is approximately 11.99.
I don't remember what Withers says next. Oops. Fake fan, me.
Where do you put the super alloys that you have conveniently sitting
I
around?
I craft them immediately. This overflow chest back here is probably the best place. Can I
Oh,
paint?
hey, look, there is one. Very nice.
Neb says, how are they not hot? They've defied life itself. They're undead. Hot. This
I
is
don't,
great. I
I
love
don't think
this.
we're attracted to the same things then, I guess. Did you take all the water?
I did probably, sorry.
That's okay. I just
Let's
went to get
see.
some water. And, oh, there's some ice in here. I'll craft it.
I've
There we
got
go.
4 on me. 2 is probably plenty. So let me just
I've
put 2
got two
back.
now. Don't,
Okay.
how dare you?
Okay. Okay.
Guide me.
You don't
Guide
want
me,
my
mentor.
held water. Once it's known the touch of a man, it's no good.
Help me. What?
That's only applies to water bottles, nothing else.
Hang on a second. What? What did you say? We can. We're not that type of stream. We can't. I don't think we can say that. We don't
Yeah,
have
you're right. I'm sorry.
nearly
I'm
enough
sorry.
angry, isolated young men as an audience for us to be
All
saying
this
things like
skeleton
that.
talk has gotten me confused about our branding.
Are incels obsessed with skeletons?
I think maybe I was just swinging too hard the other way. I think
Ah,
it's
trying to balance it out.
yeah.
I love that my guys.
Honestly, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I'm just watching my dude casually sitting here while you're crashing underwater. But as you were saying,
Your character's like, yeah, he'll figure it out.
first time.
Okay, I'm gonna just get on out of this rover craft here. Okay, honestly, here's where my mind was at when I referenced the touch of a man. There was it was like a tweet or something about a tarantula that got pregnant despite never having known the touch of a man. And then it was asking some like deep Catholic lore question about what this means.
Whoa, spider divinity. I don't think I'm
Spider
prepared to have
divinity.
that discussion.
Oh, I lost you.
That's okay. Uh, I'm on the cliff edge before the space area. I
I'm on a
let's
different edge of possibly the same cliff.
if you look at the home beacon, can you give me a rough estimate of where it sits between west and north for you?
I've never built a compass, so I cannot.
Okay.
Um, we had like a little shelter that we built at the bottom of a staircase.
Yes.
I'm in
I'll
the
meet you
shelter.
there. Okay. I'm on I'm on my way. I still can't wrap my mind around the idea of a skeleton being hot. That's I don't know, it's got to be the voice. I'm going to have to look up the voice, listen to the voice and see, you know, if it awakens anything towards skeletons for me.
There's a pivotal moment in Baldur's Gate where if you are in a relationship with one of the NPCs, Withers will like say, "I see thou hast found a bosom companion," and then like roasts you for it. And if you're not dating any of the NPCs, then instead he says, "Thou walkest alone." So it's just lose-lose.
Yeah. Dang.
But I guess either way, you get to hear his great voice. So there's that.
Berkeley,
Okay, have you been down here before?
no, and I have to say that I'm pretty upset that these mushrooms are getting a free ride on our planet. Not contributing anything to the oxygen, but still growing. How dare they?
These are Oscar Wilde mushrooms, and they believe that beauty for beauty's sake is valid.
I believe that they're going to be cut down by my Destructinator beam as soon as I have one. Looking at you, devs.
Okay, there is a gate down here, and there's also a key down here. And I remember where the gate is, but I don't remember where the key is.
Whoa. Ancient water wheel and Roman... Oh, no, that's not Roman columns. It's poorly made wooden platform. Okay, I see that we have the Warden's altar open. It wants something that I don't have.
That something is somewhere in this cave, I think. Neb, do you happen to remember? Is this where we found the first warden's key? Neb says yes. Let's wander these glowing purple, pink rivers until we find what we're looking for.
Okay. Are they polluted? Will they cook me if I fall in? Let's see.
Maybe.
Nope. No cooking.
Oh, we have to use a bomb to open something? Forgot about that part. We didn't bring any bombs with us. Oh, I found it. I found it. But I don't know where you are. Darn.
I see a really tall mushroom tree.
Yeah, go to the base of that.
Behold. The key. This is giving big Dwemer Ruin energy.
What is that?
Ooh, my boy has not played enough Skyrim recently. The Dwemer
Yeah.
Ruins were the dwarf areas. Did you ever find the
Okay.
one that's like the huge underground forest?
Oh, yes. Yes, I see what you're saying. That underground forest will forever be seared in my memory because that was like a month after I got my PC and was like playing video games as a capital G gamer for the first time in my life. And I accidentally entered photo mode. I don't remember what button I pressed, but I accidentally got into photo mode and I got like, I was so freaked out by what was happening and I didn't know how to escape it.
Yeah. That describes everyday life in Jared World. Okay. We see a door. A cracked, ancient door is opening, and inside a line of arches. Oh, sorry. Hang on. I'm in. What are we gonna find? More pillars. Oh, something over here. Do I have oxygen? I do. Whew. All right, what do we got? After all those years, all the suffering, We decided to leave our home soil, to go as far away as possible and build a new home. Far from the terror, far from the strife, far from them. To stay hidden and live our lives as we had for centuries. We carefully chose somewhere we could be safe, gathered the last of our kind in our biggest vessel, and on a fateful night, we left, fleeing their never-ending insatiability more than themselves. All right. And this way we have another message. Okay. We were struck by the resemblance at first. We were almost exactly the same. Our scientists told us it was because our celestial bodies were identical in every way, so our evolution, while independent, was very similar. It was like meeting a cousin you never knew you had. They even called us brothers when they started to land on Treha. A few spaceships turned into dozens, and slowly our worries grew. Our main differences were hidden deep inside. Biologically, we were identical, but our minds had been shaped very differently. By fate or by nature? The fact is that when we realized it, it was already too late.
There's a couple corridors with some goodies.
My jetpack doesn't work in here.
Oh, yeah. I just used my last oxygen tank, so I might die at some point. Go on without me.
Here is more oxygen.
Oh, thanks. Oh, that's so nice. Chance says that Tria is just a shuffled around name for Earth. I did not catch on to that. That's cool. Did you get those coordinates? I can write them down.
No.
64, 68, 17, 44. Okay, we're good.
Where are you getting this information from? What do I need to be? Oh, it's literally written on the side of the altar. Very nice. Okay. Well, bad news for the wardens. The insatiability has found them.
It's arrived. We're here. Okay, and I think there's just one last corridor.
Whoa. I'm about to pass out from in the game, not in real life.
Oh, what do you need?
I need the oxygen that I gave you.
Okay, it's dropped. Have it.
Okay. Whew, that was very cinematic. Wow, quite an advanced settlement here. My jetpack still does not work, so I'm not going to jump off the edge. Unless...
Yeah, I built a bridge over there on one of my playthroughs, and it was I didn't find anything useful.
Classic warden move. Has nothing useful.
Move. Okay, I'm gonna get back as close as I can so that if I die and have to come back for stuff,
Okay.
it's not as hard.
I can probably carry your stuff out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna die right here and take whatever looks valuable.
Okay. You 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 had 2 irons and a bean. Well, you probably had more than that, but that's what you dropped.
Incredible. Those beans, they're good eating.
The wonderful fruit, as they say.
Oh, Jared, I had you might be interested in this, hopefully, because you're gonna have to sit through it either way. um, my brother-in-law gifted me a new tabletop RPG.
Oh yeah.
You and I have played a few systems together. We did Savage Worlds and Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition.
Mm-hmm.
I've also played Pathfinder. This new one that he got me is called Parsley, and it is based on like retro text adventure games like Zork.
Okay.
So all the players share one character, and they're not allowed to use like full complete sentences. They have to say things like pick up lantern and head north and examine. And then the DM is supposed to respond as if they were like one of those retro games, like be snarky about all the things that they don't understand, and then, describe the world if they give a valid command.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm very excited to try it out. The book came with like 6 different adventures that all are supposed to take like an hour or two. So I will let you know how that is once I get to actually play through one.
Yeah, that sounds super fun. I was very into the text-based RPG back in like 2014. And I found out that I'm pretty bad at remembering stuff between play sessions. So I like I don't know if it was Zork or something else. It was probably something else, but it was like a big cave exploration one. And I made it to a certain point and then completely forgot like what my surroundings were and what the purpose of the items that I had in my inventory was, and I got stuck. And then I started playing Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition, which was a lot easier, and without the context of other role-playing games, seemed really awesome at the time. You'll be heartened to know that I've returned your beans.
Huzzah. Okay, I'm gonna make some machine optimizers that are just gonna make our wait, how much time do we have? Just a couple minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make some machine optimizers that are gonna make our heat production go crazy.
Okay.
So those fuses that you found, you have to put them in a machine called a machine optimizer, and it just like boosts all the nearby machines of a specific type.
Yeah.
They are super useful. I keep trying to hold shift to sprint, but then I realize I'm already sprinting and shift makes me stop.
It's like me opening Reddit, having just already been on Reddit, leaving Reddit to open Reddit. Problematic. So I don't know if the devs accounted for this, but pro tip, if you want to generate a lot of heat, those nuclear power plants are pretty good at it.
More than just these glowing red heaters in the attic.
All you have to do is don't add water, and hey presto, heat. Well, I guess you have heat either way, but more heat. All right, well, it's about that time. I just wanted to climb up to this choice spot and look out across our green and blooming planet. We even have some like lily pads growing in the lake, and Yeah, what a neat little game. Cool world. We're on our way to destroying it with this uh, unregulated nuclear power that we've put up here. But why should we care about that when we've got 6 trees in a glass dome?
Yeah, we can live forever in here.
I defy anyone to tell me there's a way to do it better.
Got T2 jetpacks unlocked. We should make those next time.
Okay. Next time we'll be flying around and also walking around probably and building stuff.
Neb is signing off. Thanks for tuning in. Good to have you here. Thanks for the jokes.
Yeah, thanks for the good times, Neb.
Okay. If you're not in our Discord, please join our Discord so we can hear your music recommendations and chat when we're not streaming. And follow us on Twitch and YouTube and Instagram. Links to all of those are in the About section of our bio if you're on Twitch, or the description of this video if you're on YouTube. Anything else?
No, it's been a pleasure, and we'll try not to make it another month before we
Yeah.
get on and do this again. Thanks for coming out.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.